Hey, I'm here. Um, so hopefully can Clubhouse too. If you can hear me on Clubhouse, let me know because I'm actually streaming on Instagram. I like to help those my Instagram livers out because they're very dedicated and they do donate, which I'm very appreciative of. And then it also is recorded, right? So Clubhouse, I'm here. I'm not looking at any buttons, but today I will be talking about the Four of Diamonds. Okay. So it's Virgo season, right? It's the Four of Diamonds day. It's a 7. So your 7s in the Four of Diamonds. With that 7 is a huge factor over relationships with this particular card, and it being the Four of Diamonds, right? And a very loving card. The 7s within cardology are the mystics, so with the Four of Diamonds, holding that 7 energy, relationships are very important. Okay, when coming from the Four of Diamonds perspective, if you're looking at the Four of Diamonds, you're looking at the material value of things also, right? And just from the Four of Diamonds, that we already know. If you don't know, of course, and also one thing or advantage about following me on Instagram and joining my lives also is I bring up the charts so you can see them, So that's what I'm looking for now. Going through my photos and looking for these charts so you can see the life spread. So within cardology, how do we read people, right? So the way that we give readings, the way that we do readings is from the life spread. Not trying to make cardology, this big psychic thing, which it is, it can be. I have the Ace of Spades and Mercury. I'm a 3 of Diamonds. So it does have this bit of intuitive nature behind it, in which the reader uses through the particular chart. So if you don't know what cardology is, or you finding a base within cardology, you want to look at the life spread. So that's why on Instagram, that's what I do, show the life spread, so you can see what is affecting you within these particular cards. So, hey, Lucy, and Lucy, I don't know how to say your name. I believe you're 4 Diamonds. I'm not sure if you are or not. So again, and just to let you all know, I am on Instagram Live. I am streaming live onto Instagram for my Clubhouse members that are here. Thank you for joining us. I am not looking at the screen, so if you raise your hand, it's not one of those particular moments. I will just be giving out information for you to learn and to enjoy, and then you can reflect later on, okay? From this particular live, I'll put this one on YouTube. Usually I do podcast my programs. This one will go on YouTube from the Instagram live feed if it lets me keep it, okay? So, hey, I appreciate it. Hey, how you doing? Also, going into this, before I start, I do take donations. As your time is valuable, I believe my time is valuable and I have valuable information. I am not doing readings at this moment, so any donations that you can do is greatly appreciated, okay? You can do the Cash App, which is K Swayze, okay, for my or you can hit my PayPal, okay? And I would highly appreciate it. And if you do want to get a reading, I will offer a discount, okay? Just because, and you do have to catch me when I say I'm offering a discount. Hit me in my inbox, ask me what that discount is, and I will try to help you out. I also do one-on-one classes, and I do a discount for that. And like I said, you do have to catch me when I make these offers because I only do it once a week or twice a week, okay? So going into the four diamonds. So the four diamonds sits Neptune, Venus, okay? We were talking about relationships, right? So relationships for this 7 is a huge factor in this Virgo season. So being highly critical, right, about relationships, being very observant within your relationships, and having to make sure that you keeping or holding particular constant communication almost. If it's not constant communication, lacking the presence or essence of communication. But being in Virgo, so there's challenges there, right? Because the Virgo is highly critical. Okay, and the 2 of Spades puts you in a position where with the birth date of this being a 7-day, with that 2 of Spades going into communication, you want a highly spiritual relationship, and also you want a partner that is very witty, that you can communicate with, and you can talk about particular spiritual values and the values that you hold within your family, the values that you grew up with and that may have been implanted within your mind. Okay. Also looking at these particular things for cardology, I've came and gotten some expertise from different perspectives. William Wilmhurst, I believe that's his name, has introduced me. I've been introduced to his method also, which is very different. I have not heard this method on Clubhouse yet. I will release this method coming up pretty soon. Okay, so within this method that I'm looking at and learning also with this Virgo energy, so we know the Virgo is ruled by Mercury, right? So looking at the 2 of Spades, so that will put someone that may be working in lines of communication, right, with the 2 of Spades, or counseling, or speaking with people, or having to speak with people. So speaking and learning within your relationships is going to help you in your career path. It's going to help you grow, and also understanding people, okay? Understanding how people communicate, how they talk. So with the Virgo aspect is very analytical and analyzing the good and the bad. Okay. A lot of times with that Virgo energy, some people can get stuck. Some people can get stuck and not letting certain things go. And how else do we see that, right? Again, if you on Clubhouse, come to this Instagram and you'll be able to see the chart that I'm speaking about. So why would the 2 of Spades get stuck? It has a 6 of Spades. Okay, so that's not allowing growth or the slowing down of something. Okay, so with that, you must be highly, highly faithful, and as far as within future events that's coming to pass. Okay, so not hindering your communication or looking at the bad side of things, and like I said, approaching things with complete understanding within your relationships, and not over analyzing and being too critical of your partner within that relationship, and impatience, right? With that 6, with looking at that growth, you're looking at someone that could be ultimately impatient as well. And you have to look at the partnerships within business to have. So this, as I said, looking at relationships, looking at your partnerships within business. Are you a good partner? Are you communicating well? And what do you like to communicate about? So that soulmate, the 2 of Spades is a soulmate card, So whenever you're looking at the 2 of Spades and looking at that particular card, and I say the soulmate card because if you have a composite, which Cardi B and Offset has a composite of the 2 of Spades, which gives them, that makes their composite soulmates. Going or looking at them breaking up, that would have to be something that was hindering their growth, hindering their future destination as far as maybe responsibility or work that they have to attend to. Okay, so your challenging karma card is like that card that before you came back onto this earth, right? You were challenged by this, or you didn't complete this, so you came back into this lifetime to complete this particular challenge, okay? So you came back into this lifetime taking on the boots and strapping on the laces of this particular card, okay? And once you put the laces on this particular card, you didn't know what you was getting yourself into, right? So for the Two of Spades and speaking and talking about relationships is having complete faith in your relationships and the journey that you're going to be walking down, and having faith that anything that happens isn't against you, it's for your ultimate success, okay? And so it's putting you into the face of destiny, okay? So the Two of Spades deals with destined relationships that are bound to happen, okay? Dealing with that Virgo energy that's good and evil, all right? So looking at the Neptune, the Virgo, you're going to be dealing and working with issues within your relationships. You can also be maybe even a counselor within relationships, or for health issues, maybe a doctor or physician, based upon the values that you hold, okay? So that's the Mercury, okay? That is also what I've been learning as I was speaking with Wilmhurst, is the Mercury card is now the Sun card, okay? That's going to go into your form of expression, how you identify yourself, all right? So that's the energy that you're going to be using for your Sun card. Is normally what everyone is calling your Mercury card. We're going to look at that from now on as your Sun card. If you're in the room with me, I may speak on that, so you may have to get used, because for me, I've taken classes with some great people, so I have a particular different type of understanding, and a lot of people on Clubhouse came through listening through some of my teachers. So I'm greatly appreciative of the information that they have indulged and implied to me. Again, for my Clubhouse members, if you're on Clubhouse, I am on Instagram streaming live, if you cannot hear me, or if you want to join so you can see the rubric that I'm speaking from as well. So thank you, and also donate if you can, which is not required, but I do greatly appreciate it, as you appreciate my time. Okay, I'm not going to be on here long, okay, and we'll be talking strictly to this topic, and it will be recorded ultimately if I can save it, okay. So let me progress. I'm just resetting. So you're looking at the Virgo. So we're in the second deacon of Virgo, okay. So Virgo is ruled by Mercury, right? So looking at the second deacon of Mercury, you're going to go into Saturn. For the second part of this particular deacon. And actually the second part of Virgo, and this deacon also has the energy of overcoming obstacles, and the representation astrologically, or the formation within the stars, is Hercules, okay? Overcoming and putting his foot on the neck of the dragon. So like I was saying, the toils of evil, overcoming particular obstacles and meeting hindrances within your relationships, working relationships, maybe even on the job, right? Or going to particular counselships. The Two of Spades is also an expert and very, very wise, and very knowledgeable as well. A Two of Spades walk in the building, or that particular energy walk in the building, it can possibly take over a room. Okay, and because and the reason that it can take over a room is because of that King of Spades and Neptune. Okay, that King of Spades and Neptune for this particular energy is very powerful, and I have seen it or heard it in person, and giving you an example. Hopefully, he comes and shows up pretty soon, which I think he is. A very powerful Two of Spades. When they walk in the room of celebrities, all the attention will be engrossed onto them, okay, because of that King of Spades and that Neptune. All right, so they hold a certain amount of power and authority when they walk and they speak, as far as that Two of Spades. And when I'm talking about Two of Spades, of course, like I said, that would be the Mercury, which is the sun, of the representation of how you express yourself. Hey, Monique. So with that, you have a strong work ethic, like as I was saying, in the way that you speak, a very loud and abrasive tone, and you have to watch how people may take you. It also has that Two of Clubs as well. So we all know, King of Clubs. We all know the King of Clubs get a lot of slack, right? The King of Clubs gets a lot of slack with how they talk and how they may speak sometimes, and how the way people may take them, even if you're feminine energy. Clubs are masculine, so between the red and the black cards, you have that feminine, masculine, the fire, earth, type of elements and type of modalities to that. So whenever you're looking at this particular spread, you're going into Saturn, into the Virgo, into the second Deacon, all right, which is going to be the Queen of Hearts. So that's going into healthcare. All right, they're going and taking care of the sickly, taking care of those that are less fortunate than you. Okay, so the particular obstacles that you have and where you put your energy and how you dedicate your energy is going to be within that Saturn, and maybe how you want to be seen, how you want to be appraised, and the energy that you have. And the moon has moved into Libra at this particular time. Okay, but that's going into healthcare. That's going into taking care of those that are less fortunate than you, and also goes into your personal health. Especially valuing your personal health as a Four of Diamonds is pretty important. And because it is that has that Two of Spades, and the Spades also can be detriments or within health or within your physical, and to the physical elements, things that may hinder you from doing certain things that you may want to do, you definitely have to look at that, and taking the right advice from people, especially when it comes to your health, or meeting and seeing physicians, right? So you have to make sure that you take care of your health, and making sure that you being well studied, and if you being an advisor, if you're talking to people, becoming an expert. So being over analytical and hopefully you're not what you call those people, my dad, a hypochondriac, right? Having that, or being a hypochondriac, right? And analyzing what someone is telling you and talking about as far as your health and your health conditions, okay? So that's definitely, as far as the Two of Spades, the physician or doctor, or meeting someone and getting advice, So you have to be receptive. This is what this energy is telling you, and the energy that you're walking through in life is learning the trials and tribulations of being receptive to people, to information regarding your health, and the livelihood, and taking care of people, okay? Again, like as I was saying, with that second Deacon is a representation, or has that Hercules attitude. So you can get someone that may be a little hard-headed, maybe a little fixed, just because they overcame a lot of obstacles. And actually, the Four of Diamonds is also a representation of you overcoming financial insecurities, okay, and stepping into your power, okay, and coming out of drudgery, where something is holding you back, and you have that sluggish mentality, all right? In order to do that, you must have a strong set of values that pushes you, and spiritual values that pushes you into your destination, that pushes you into your fated events that are just bound to happen to complete your particular mission on this particular earth, okay? That's what the Six of Spades is there for. It's going to slow you down. It's make you analyze, and making sure that you're learning the lessons that you're supposed to learn within this earthly presence. So we're all here learning lessons. We're all here learning from each other, learning how to cooperate, learning how to take advice, and not being fixed and stubborn. So you have to take on knowledge. You have to take on information in order to learn, right? So overcoming challenges and obstacles within the things that you may see hindering you within life. And the Four of Diamonds may at times seek escapism. Okay, so with this escapism, that's that Neptune energy, drugs, alcohol, health issues, with especially, as I said, Neptune, Venus, the values. So that's creating bad eating habits. All right, so or drugs. We've seen how many people that have ultimately fallen to death at this particular time, or just within this month, because of drug issues. All right, once that Virgo kicks in, the opposition of that is Pisces. So you want to look at issues behind your health, issues behind medicine, all right, or issues behind intoxication. With it being a Four of Diamonds day, those are the things and issues that's going to come up. What is holding you back from accomplishing your best and being at your spiritual at the tip and at the tip of perfection as far as your spiritual awareness and your self-awareness around your health, your mental health, between the dreams and passions and the fated events. I always say Neptune, you'll always hear me say this, I feel is the energy of God, or having that essence of spirituality, right? So you have that overcritical nature and trying to be God or reach God with the Virgo energy as well. All right, so that's kind of what we've been seeing since we kind of walked in this nature. As far as, like I said, there's been some issues and things that's come about with our stars that are falling, but kind of because of the issues behind their health. So that's what we're doing. The 6 is going to clean it out. Are you learning? Learning from your mistakes, not making repetitive mistakes. All right. And again, we're in the second Deacon up until maybe about 2 to 3 more days. All right, of this particular energy. So for today, looking at health issues, I've seen a lot of posts around drugs. When is marijuana or drugs a detriment to you? When is it holding you back from being the best that you can? A lot of people can't tap in or handle marijuana, or they can't handle alcohol, or can't handle the spirits. They used to be used for traditional, or they used to be used for rituals, okay, for you to tap in and being able to see or pass the veil, being able to see in the future, able to see spirits, or able to feel the things, the metaphysical things that we cannot see and feel. Okay, so that's what the 4 diamonds is at. So you got the sensations, you have this, the Venus, the luxury, you have this infatuation of things of material value, the things that you value and things that you may not want to let go, but make sure that those things are not holding you back in life. Okay, make sure that you're having a solid set of foundations and spiritual awareness of who you are and where you're going in life, that can ultimately take you into your success. All right, so the 4 diamonds is, my birth card is 4 diamonds. Hey, I'm talking about you. Well, not you specifically, because I'm adding the Virgo energy into it. Thank you for showing up, 4 diamonds. So with that 4 diamonds, it's a point in time period where you're setting the foundations for yourself, all right, and you stepping into the boss, all right, and you making strides into clearing the path and settling any karmic debt that you have to the job or work or wherever you put your time to in that dedication. As I said, with this Virgo Saturn energy, with the Queen of Hearts being the Saturn 2 to 4 diamonds, it's your health, being a mother to the world, right? So 4 diamonds is a great mother. I will tell you that the 4 diamonds that I've met and the 4 diamonds that I know, there's levels to it, right? But there may be issues with their mother or within their relationships, especially with that Saturn, right? And this Virgo, or there may be their mother being too analytical or overly critical, or particular health issues that can be handed down or passed down or through generations, possibly as well. Especially with the 4 diamonds and the 4 of hearts. Looking at generational wealth, okay? Building and carving the way for people to come after you, and also being, like I said, that caring, that giving energy, maybe an advisor within those particular fields, definitely a teacher, right? So being a great mother to their child is definitely something that they're going to have to learn, and to be a mother and to have patience with other people. That patience that you have being a mother, or that patience that you have with people, will help your 2 of Spades, or that Mercury, or expressing yourself, being able to talk to all walks of people and all walks of life. That's the Spades, that's the Pisces, right? Being able to speak and talk to all walks of people, to all walks of life, to being able to be relatable from every standpoint, and to see beyond the veil of what other people may not see, or what other people may not value, okay? So with this energy, you have a builder, maybe even someone that is looking to be famous or seeking world fame in some type of sense, or could have the possibility of meeting famous people as well. And like I said, that 2 of Spades is definitely that person or that energy that can be infamous, okay, because of the expertise they have, and they have that 2 of Spades and Neptune. Okay. The two of spades has the king of spades in Neptune. So being an expert and being very knowledgeable about the things you say, the way you speak, and like I said, being relatable, building a great freaking bond, right? So just building a bond with people and building relationships and creating relationships with people may not want to let you go, right? That six of spades, people just holding on to the information. You definitely got to be careful with what you say with that type of energy, because people may take what you say to the grave, right? Especially, I was just speaking about podcasting and the essence of being an expert. That's the point of being an expert, is people are going to hold on to what you say, all right? They're going to be highly critical and highly aware of what you say, and maybe highly critical of what you do as well, putting your words and your action in the same place, right? That two of spades. It's the speaking, talking, words, action, speaking with people, that's the business. All right, so being a business advisor, a counselor for people, and just being an expert in whatever field you have. The thing with that, like I said, with the Virgo, is being highly critical. Okay, so don't be too critical of people in the way they speak, the way they talk. You have to, from that Pisces perspective, you have to be completely understanding, and also being able to take on criticism. That's one of the hardest things about that energy, and the Virgo energy, is also taking on criticism and not being too defensive about maybe even parenting or how people may see you, and also maybe about your bad habits that you don't want to let go. People may see a higher light in you and like may question why you do certain things, right? But you, like I said, you have that Queen of Hearts. So overcoming issues maybe within your family, maybe, like I said, over wanting to heal the world and being that healing energy is very critical whenever you have the Four of Diamonds. And patience, okay? Restlessness. It has the Five of Hearts, okay? As a supportive karma card, and the Five of Spades, okay? The Five of Spades is the worker. The Five of Hearts is the passion. So making sure that you're putting in the work and you're passionate about the job that you're doing. So the issues with the Four of Diamonds is going or seeking money, okay? Because it's a diamond, right? Values. What do you value? You value the money, or are you valuing the experience? Are you valuing the love that you're putting into the experience to build this foundation, this working foundation, and so you can overcome, and being that person that is setting the trend of overcoming financial debt within your family, or overcoming issues within your family, that you being that foundation, and the monetary quest. The Four of Hearts is real estate, land. So acquiring real estate, acquiring land, being able to create materials, goods, creating that business, being that person that is highly knowledgeable within the business that you're in, and putting in that time and that work. Because you're passionate about what you're doing, you're putting your heart into it. You're not being fleety. You're not being just going with the breath of air into the next job, right? So the challenge may be finding a passion that you have, but your passions, where you can find that, is between that Two of Spades and that Queen of Hearts for this particular Deacon. Okay, the Queen of Hearts can also goes into addictions as well, food, medicine. So Four of Diamonds love food, right? They're gonna have to learn to maybe even let some food go, So you may get a dietary counselor, someone that's speaking to you and let you know, or maybe if you're not a dietary counselor, people may be counseling you and talking to you about eating, or you may be taking someone out to eat, or having great lunch, dinner dates with your bosses, or you going to the lunchroom, and you being that bright eye that everyone just want to sit down and have lunch with, right? Because of the energy that you have, you're just so impactful. Okay, so Four of Diamonds can hold a crowd. It can hold a group of people. One of the, oh my gosh, the Coach Stormy is a Four of Diamonds. I forgot what her birth date is. Can you tell me what a Three of Spades is going through? I'm going through it right now. Oh, okay. Yes, hit me on my DM because I'm talking about the Four of Spades, of the Four of Diamonds. I'm gonna make this short. I don't want to keep people here long. As far as questions, that's totally fine. I actually have a podcast up on the Three of Spades as well. But for the Three of Spades, at this particular moment, I have to look at
have to look at the spread. So actually, because you asked, if you ask, I shall give it. So I will actually do something on through Spades tomorrow just for you, and take a look at that. Do you recommend a cardology book? Yeah, there's a lot of books. I am a person of listening, so I love listening. So I take classes, but yeah, I can go to what is it? I forgot the website, but it's a cardology website. They list every author at all the books on one website. Everything you need to know about cardology from the experts, you can find that on one website, actually. Okay, and I'll send that website to you. Just DM me after this, and I'll make sure I get that to you. And if you're on Clubhouse, again, I am live on Instagram. You can come on over. You can see the rubric that I'm speaking from, also. Okay, and for this particular information. So. I'm not exactly sure that card. I've been on Aquarius website, but want to dive deeper. Yes, it is. It does go a lot deeper. So yeah, thank you. So I did study under Aquarius Maximus. I did take her class. I will continue to take classes that she has. She has a wealth of information. Also plug her book. You can go on my Instagram and get her book. Not from me, but I will looking to become a distributor of a book. Hopefully, I'm trying to bring that into fruition, right? Robert Camp, yeah. So on this website, Robert Camp is on there. So Robert Camp, the Destiny Love Cards. There's a lot of different books. I don't want to give one. Olney Richmond. So I DM you that website. It's a lot of resources. Again, so the 4 diamonds, I'm about to get out of here. I didn't want to make this too long, and I will upload this to YouTube. I was just touching on the deacons for these particular cards and going into particular topics for this particular cards, which are very important, especially for today, because this day, the birthday is today, and this is the deacon of the Virgo for the Saturn. As I was speaking about the Queen of Hearts also wants to be the boss. It got to have its own business. So the 4 diamonds of today in this particular card, being a business or being a business owner, because taking advice, being a Virgo may not be your strong suit, right? So being able to take advice and being highly critical. But the thing about the Virgo is that is your point of expertise and the things that bring people to you, because you're highly critical. You know how to point out the good. So being able to, like go and walk into a store, right? And you see a fabric, you see something on the wall, you analyzing it, and you just have a sense of taste of fashion, right? The Queen of Hearts also tastes fashion, liking luxury things. Pisces, Virgo, when you go into their house, you can walk into the building for anything that's around that particular energy, you're going to get perfection. You're going to get beauty. So the Queen of Hearts is beauty, is perfection. So having a beautiful nature about yourself, a loving spirit, and just this essence. That's why nobody want to let the 4 diamonds go, because they're beautiful people. They just have this essence about them. Like I said, they can hold a crowd, they can hold a room by using that 2 of Spades of being able to talk and speak amongst a lot of different people from a lot of different areas and cultures. Okay, so having the likability nature about yourself. All right, like I said, with this particular deacon as well, with that Saturn deacon, maybe even overcoming those obstacles and being more and stepping into the light, because the 4 diamonds in Neptune, it's Neptune and Venus, so they know they look good, they know they feel good, and they may need to hear you say that also. Okay, so you want to give compliments and talk to that particular card and making sure that you always giving them the attention they need. The 2 of Spades, that's that attention factor, needing attention, right? Giving them the proper attention that they need. Okay. Yeah, DM me. I'll talk to you about that. But giving them the proper attention that they need, right? So with that Four of Diamonds energy, you want to give it attention. And anybody come to you or you have a Four of Diamonds day, you want to make sure that you're paying closely attention, because you may be speaking to someone that is an expert in a particular field, or they come to give you advice that can help you financially to overcome particular issues. Between the Four of Diamonds and Eight of Diamonds, you have the foundation, okay? And then the Eight of Diamonds, you're overcoming obstacles. So if you're looking at the Four of Diamonds, there Uranus, Neptune, Uranus card is the Eight of Diamonds. So the Four of Diamonds is supposed to be setting the bridge. It's supposed, the bridge is the Seven of Diamonds, but the Four of Diamonds is building the bridge to overcome financial obstacles. And after they overcome those things, they should never falter or fall back again. Okay, but they must attain the value and see what it is, see what area of information or area of schooling that they want to become experts in. Actually, I'm sorry, this Neptune, I said because the King of Spades is Pluto. So you're getting and knowing exactly where you want to be at in life, and overcoming those obstacles and overcoming challenges spiritually as well, making sure you have spiritual values, right? Knowing exactly who you are and overcoming past trauma and things that are holding you back from reaching those particular heights of where you want to be at, okay? And being the expert and not being too critical, because we're in Virgo, but the Four of Diamonds has the King of Spades and Pluto. That's tough. All right. I'm not going to lie to you. That's tough. And actually, again, I have some other resources that has led me and showed me some other things with these cards. So there may be some things I'm going to speak about that you may not have heard me speak about as of, because I just got this particular information and want to actually hold another room where I will be asking and answering questions from you all about these particular things as well. So this isn't an open question and answer room. This is straightforward, giving it to you. Then I will be ending the room. I am on Instagram and we'll be saving this as well. Again, all donations are welcome. So with the Four of Diamonds, you have the King of Spades and that Pluto. So one thing that I've been looking at and speaking with someone is that Pluto is actually now Rahu. Okay, so we know Rahu is very hungry, is determined, and it's the head without the body of not knowing any limitations. So it's just strictly driven and focused on that particular concept, which can be its detriment of not thinking about the other side of his the life form, right, or the other side of the spiritual. So it has this ego behind it. So being egotistical about the information that you have, and possibly being overcritical as well. Okay. So with that King of Spades, you get someone that may be so critical about themselves, they may be scared, okay? Or they're seek information that is so divine, that's higher than almost God, So being comfortable with where you're at and where you are spiritually as well, and knowing that there's no such thing as perfection, because that's where actually the Virgo falls, is realizing, or it learns or it can be the detriment, is realizing that there is no perfection. Perfection and beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So not being too overly critical and analyzing things, and knowing that the criticalness comes into the principles and natures of these laws that we're speaking of now, the 52 laws of these particular boards. So the point of perfection that you're seeking is really within metaphysical laws, and just understanding the laws of nature, so you can have a sense of comfort of what's to come. And especially for this Deacon, like I said, is Saturn, Hercules, overcoming evil, overcoming obstacles, of knowing that everything that shall come shall pass, and you're going to get through all your particular challenges from the determination that you have, and that perfection of understanding basic principles. And within those principles, that there will come challenges. So being aware of the challenges that you are coming upon will ultimately help you. Okay, so that was a lot, I think. So what I didn't touch on, there's a lot to these cards. I didn't touch on too much of the Five of Hearts, which I kind of did, or the Five of Spades, but I didn't touch on the Eight of Hearts, which is that attraction, Six of Clubs, Six of Spades. So there's a lot more to this. There's a lot more information. I will save this and I'm actually will save it only for a second. I'm going to repost it and put this on Instagram, okay? So for all my Clubhouse users, jump over to my Instagram. Make sure you follow, click the follow button. Donate. The more that you donate, the more that you follow, the more that I will do this. And if anyone donate today or tonight, I will be back here tomorrow talking about the 3 of Spades, because that was brought up and that was a question. If you have a question or you have something that you want to bring up, donate or anything to the topic or the conversation, and I will do a room on it. So for full readings and full things, my readings are almost 2 hours. So my full readings are I wouldn't say a bit expensive because I give you a lot of information. But I do have an introduction reading as well. That is just $175. And it's far from an introduction. I just say an introduction because it's not 2 to 3 hours. It's about an hour long, and we still touch on all the karma cards and take you and make sure you get a full explanation. So there's levels to the information and lengths, because I can talk about this stuff for hours, I promise. But to save you and not be a detriment to you and your day and your routine, right? I'm going to end this here. I really appreciate it. Tomorrow, since you asked, you tell the time, and if you donate, the time is on you. So I really appreciate that you coming out, and I will be on here tomorrow. So thank you all for joining, and I'll talk to you later.